Well, the inside of a medicine cabinet is like a chaotic collection of the English language.
Prescription and over-the-counter drugs often have unique names spelled in weird ways. So how does a drug get its name? Good question. Jeff Wagner learned it is a thorough process with more rules than you might think.
The science behind how a pill or spoonful of liquid can cure illnesses and relieve pain is confounding. Maybe that's why a drug's name shares the same trait.
They're not phonetic.
They're unique.
They're unique.
Cindy Boo is one of 2 viewers who emailed us wondering how are drugs named.
I thought once maybe there was a contest between the employees, like whoever had the coolest name.
Before a drug gets its brand name, like these well-known medicines, we first need to understand its generic name. And that's where things get a little bit confusing. The U.S. Adopted Names Council, which is who approves those generic names, helps ensure that they are simple, easy to remember, and informative, which is funny because those first 2 rarely ever happen. What do you think might inspire some of the letters that go into those generic names?
Maybe some of the compounds that are in the medicine.
Take Tamiflu, which helps relieve flu symptoms. Its generic name is oseltamivir. The suffix is vir, which stands for antiviral. Allergy medicines are similar. Claritin's generic name is loratadine. Zyrtex is cetirizine. The last 3 letters in both reflect their purpose, an antihistamine. The prefix is often inspired by a drug's chemical makeup, and several rules apply. It must have 2 syllables. It must be unique enough to not sound or look like other drug names in order to avoid medication errors. As for the full name, certain letters can't be used because they aren't in all languages around the world. No marketing is allowed, such as sneaking in the manufacturer's name. It must then be approved by the USAN, then the World Health Organization.
Then comes the brand name, which often has a meaning that's easier to understand for the average person, like Robitussin. It was created by the A.H. Robbins Company, and it's an antitussive, which means it fights coughing. How about Viagra? It's an erectile dysfunction medicine that has letters in it that mimic the words vigor and vitality.
The key here is it's a name you're more likely to remember, even if the letters still feel like you just
Pull them out of a hat or something.
Jeff Wagner, WCCO 4 News.
Pfizer says it has a team come up with 200 potential brand names.
Complicated. A thorough review process takes it down to 3, but that could be 2 or 3 years before the official name is decided. If you have a good question for Jeff, he'd love to hear from you. Email him through WCCO.com/links.